Hi guys, Matthew Woodward here, and today you're going to learn how to upgrade your site and increase its visibility in the search results by adding review boxes to your posts like mine, as well as completely transform WordPress into a fully featured reviews platform with user reviews and have the ability to collect and display testimonials from your readers. For my blog, I actually use Author Hreview, which includes 3 plugins. You get Author Hreview, which is the original plugin for adding review boxes and ratings and things like that, along with some custom widgets. You get WordPress Reviews, which actually transforms WordPress into a complete review system, allowing people to submit user reviews, and you could have custom fields. You know, if you had a hosting website, you could have different fields, and if you had a mobile phones review website, which would probably have custom fields like camera, processor, and things like that. Again, this allows users to submit their own reviews and display aggregated results, and it works really, really well. The other plugin that you get as a bonus is the Customer Testimonials plugin, which allows you to easily collect testimonials as well as display them in a really cool way pretty much anywhere on your blog. So let's take a look at each of these plugins that you get in more detail. So first of all, let's take a look at Author Hreview. And this plugin adds this box here and makes it really easy to do, and you have a bunch of options and things that you can include. If we take a look at this one, you can see this one actually includes my name and some more date information and things like that. And it also includes a couple of different widgets. You can have a simple list like this, or one that actually includes the images if you choose to include an image. And I actually use Author Hreview on my blog here. You can see it. I don't actually use the image, and you'll see this box on a lot of the review posts. And down here is the same widget. And the nice thing about Author Hreview is it makes it really easy to add the review rich snippet to pretty much any post on your blog in a few seconds, and this is what it looks like beforehand, and this is what it looks like afterwards. So you can see that there along with the data it is extracted. And if you also integrate authorship, you will get results that look like this with the rating and also include your picture. Setting up Author Hreview is pretty easy. You get a dedicated menu here along with some default settings that you can come in and change. You can choose to actually hide that rating box that you've just seen, but this will still include the rich snippet markup for Google to display the stars in the search engines. But I actually quite like that review box, and it helps aid with click-throughs and conversions on the affiliate links. You can also choose to hide the reviewed by and dates, and I showed you those 2 different examples at the start. And you have some other options here, like the width of the review box, how it's aligned. There's 3 different styles to choose from, the color of the button, along with the more details button. And let's take a look at actually adding a post with a review. So if we come to add new post, and let's just give it a dummy title, drop some dummy content in, and what we really want to pay attention to is this author review box here. So we can just select a rating. Let's go with 3.5 stars, the name of the product, SE Nuke, a quick review summary, a great tool to build links with, but pretty expensive to run every month. You have the option to choose if it is a paid review, which will also include a link to a disclaimer if you do sell paid reviews on your site. Other details you can include here. You can include the price, version information, the type of product it is, and the author name. I tend to only include the price here. So what is SE Nuke these days? $147 a month. Display options. There's 3 different templates here. I quite like the default one. You can choose to hide the rating box on individual pages rather than doing it globally in the main settings here. And you can also manually place a rating box if you want by dropping the shortcode. So if you didn't want it to appear where it normally does, you could just drop it into the last paragraph here, for example, or even right at the end of the post. It's up to you. But I quite like it up at the top of the post, above the fold. It makes it sums everything up nicely and makes it easy for people to click through your link. We can also upload an image, which I'm going to do quickly. If we just select this file and let that crunch it and hit insert into post, that will add the image for us. The image alignment you can change as well. And you can also include a link. So that is going to be, we need to include HTTP. That's going to be that. You can change the button text if you want. So get the trial, and also the button alignment and whether the links do follow or not. But let's just publish that page and take a look at how that actually looks. And if we come to view post here, and here you can see this is the review box that we have just put together. And you can also see the widgets have automatically updated. And if we come across to the rich snippets tool and preview that new post, you can see we've got the ratings. So that is Author Hreview. But what about if you want to build a more fully featured review site? If you want to be a little bit more advanced in Author Hreview, then you can also use the WP Review plugin. And this replaces Author Hreview and pretty much does the same thing, but with a lot more advanced features. So here you can see the post with the WP Reviews plugin, and you can see it makes quite an impact here. You can define different fields here and provide ratings for them, and I'll show you how to do all of that in a minute, and along with the summary and start your trial and everything like that. What makes WP Reviews even better though is it integrates user reviews, as you can see here, and that allows people to submit a comment with their own reviews, which gets added to the comment box. You can't see it because I'm logged in at the minute. And then people can submit them and it aggregates them here and also provides a user rating alongside the editor rating. And you can also see this appear in like the recent comments widget here when people have left ratings, and you can see also the recent reviews widgets that we saw with Author Hreview. One of the other things it adds is pros and cons, which you can put at the end of posts. And the rich snippet integration is pretty cool. This is what it looks like if it's just you that have reviewed it. And this is what it looks like if you've got ratings coming off users. So it's an aggregated review and also displays a price directly in the search results. You can also customize it so that it appears at end of post like this rather than at the top, which some people might prefer. And it also comes with a bunch of shortcodes so you can display your reviews pretty much anywhere. So this is the most recent review with an image and the summary. Here's all reviews without the summary, and I've only got 2 set up on this test site here. You can have all reviews without the summary, and I just put this in a div with a width of 200 pixels, and you can see it wraps the text around nicely, so you can list reviews here, or you can list related reviews based on tags. So if you have a couple of posts reviewing 2 different link building services and they both have the tag link building, you can actually list all of the related link building reviews here. Again, you can choose whether to display the image or the summary or not really easily with the shortcode. Setting up the plugin is really easy. Again, you get the dedicated menu and there's some settings here. And if you scroll through, they're pretty self-explanatory. We've got the introduction of the currency option here for when you're displaying prices. And again, you can have full control over everything. You don't have to have the user ratings so people can submit their reviews if you don't want. You can just untick that. And there's a couple of protection options here to stop people spamming your site up with reviews. And all of the settings for the review box are here, where to show it, whether it's below the content or at the top, although you can change this on a post by post basis, whether to hide the rating box and various other information, along with the button color and default button text, which again you can change on a post by post value. There's some other settings down here that most people won't need to touch, so you can ignore those. But once you've got the settings set up how you want, if we come and add a new post, and let's show you how to set this up. So let's do that, paste some dummy content in, and give it a quick category. And down here, let's start filling out this box. So let's give it a rating, the name, and a quick summary. Okay. And if you want the user review snippets to be used as the rich snippet in Google that I showed you before, you would tick this box. And now we can move over to details. The price here is $147 a month. Version I'm not going to add. Criteria you can set up here. So I'm going to have ease of use, 70%, cost, %, updates, 95%. And if you want to list the pros and cons at the end of the review, you can do that here. And I'm going to use some bullet text in here to make them a bit easier for people to read. So let's fill those out. Powerful tool. Well updated. Cons. Expensive to run. Steep learning curve. Now we can move on to display. And here you can choose where to show the rating box, whether above or below the content, or whether to hide the box entirely. And again, you can manually place it with the rating box shortcode if you wanted it in the middle, for example. And let's add an image. Now I've already uploaded one here. I'm going to use the full size and insert that into post. The link here and the button text. And you can also change the author name if you want to. So let's publish that and take a look at how that looks. It's taken a while. Okay, view post. And here you can see, okay, so that text doesn't fit in very well. So we can just come back and hit edit post. Change that there, hit update. Come back into the post, and that should be looking good now. There we go. So that's how easy it is to add that review box to your posts, along with the user reviews. As you can see, you don't need any technical knowledge whatsoever. But let's take a quick look at how we can use the shortcodes within this post. So there are two types of shortcode that you can use with different options, and you can say either recent reviews, which pulls them in chronological order, and you can say I want to display the 5 most recent reviews with images and summaries. And there is related reviews, and you could say, I just want to display 5 related reviews or 2 related reviews. And if you wanted to include the images, you would just write images equals yes. And if you wanted to include the summary, summary equals yes. Or if you didn't want the images but you wanted the summary, you could have that. If you wanted to just display the most recent review, you could have recent_reviews num equals 1 to only return 1, along with the summary but without the image, and that will split them up for you. So if we take a look at how they look, let's just break them up a little bit. Recent reviews 5 image summary. Related reviews 2 summary. And then just the most recent review. And the related reviews pulls in related reviews based on tag. So I just need to add the review tag to this post. Hit add and update. And let's take a look at what this shortcode actually produces for us. And here you can see the recent reviews. There isn't 5, there's only 3 at the moment, but here's what it pulls in for us. The related reviews without the image, but including the summary. And the most recent review, again, without the image, but including the summary. And that is how you use the shortcode. So you can display reviews pretty much anywhere you want on your site, whether that's within a post, in the sidebar here, at the start of posts, and at the end of posts. The other plugin that's included in the pack is the Testimonials plugin, and it's actually pretty cool. You can output the various testimonials you've got really easily in different ways, so you can have them look like this, or with a tooltip, and it comes out like this. Or along with like a sort of a speech bubbly type view. It also includes some nice widgets, so you can choose where to display them in the sidebar and how many and what information and things like that. And the really impressive part is the submission of the testimonials themselves. You get a little bit of shortcode which outputs this form, so people can just fill it out and it automatically gets sent in for your approval. You can also use it to take your rich snippets and add a aggregated review of your testimonials to the home page. So everyone that submitted a testimonial, and you can see here there's only 2 in my test site here, and an average rating of 4.5, and the site's free. You can add that as well, and that's a really genuine way of valuing your site in the SERPs with actual testimonials from real people. Let's take a look at how we set it up. If you come to the testimonials menu in the back end here, you can view all of the current testimonials, and if we just jump in and have a look at what they look like. So there's just a quick summary, the actual testimonial itself, the rating, name, website details, and it actually pulls the image in automatically from Gravatar based on their email address, which is pretty cool. And you can also add new testimonials, so if you've already got some that you've collected elsewhere, and I actually have a bunch in Evernote that I've collected from all over the web as things have gone on, you can just add them in here. You can also set up different categories for testimonials. For example, if you have different types of services that you offer, you can have testimonials for each specific service. And there are a few settings in the back end here. Here is where you add the front page snippets or to your home page based on the aggregated review, and you can tell it to use the real data here. And you also have a few other settings, including some SEO settings, but you can leave both of these unticked. And let's quickly take a look at how you display the actual testimonials once you've got some added into the plugin. If we just come and edit this page, and you can see what they look like here. And so you've got the testimonial simple, testimonials tooltip, and testimonials bubble, and it really is as simple as that. And if you wanted to change how many were displayed, you could just add num equals 1, and now we'll only have 1 displayed here, and there'll be 2 displayed at these other tooltips and testimonials. 1 minute. There we go. So now you can see that there is only 1 displayed. And you can also do the same thing as you can with the review plugins and choose to include the image and not include the image and everything like that. The actual submit testimonial page, again, this is really easy. Just create a new page in WordPress, and I've called it submit testimonial, added a line of text and just added this short code in here. And what that produces is the page for people to come and submit a testimonial to. So you might decide to ask people for a testimonial after they've bought your product, after they subscribe to your email list, maybe after you've formed a relationship with them, or something like that. So that is the testimonial plugin. I actually think that's really sweet. I'm going to add it to my main blog, as I have actually been thinking of a good way to put all the testimonials I've collected to good use, and this looks like a really nice way. So to wrap it up, the plugin pack gives you 3 great plugins. If you want a simple way to display reviews, just use Author Hreview. If you want to transform WordPress into a full-blown review platform, use a WordPress Reviews plugin. And don't forget the Customer Testimonials plugin, which is great for showing off your achievements. The plugins will also add the required review-rich snippet code, so the review stars and your name display in the search results. That's how I do it, folks. See ya!